Hey! Yesterday I had a fucking problem with the physics cloth simulation of an ancient Roman skirt. In the appendix to the third chapter I showed you how to fix the clothing issues in the level sequencer. But those clothes didn't have a physics simulation. The problem is that the physics simulation only works when we are start playing or we are playing in simulation mode. I thought it was impossible to make change like that while you are in simulation mode. But take a look. This is my fantastic clothing lab. Here are some Roman guys. Here the Greeks, they're actually Spartans. And this is a newbie. Wow! I need his skirt to dress some Egyptian slaves I need. And voila! A newbie skirt on my Egyptian slaves. It fits perfectly. Crazy. I took this skirt from a newbie skeletal mesh, turned it into a static mesh, isolated just the skirt, turned it back into a skeletal mesh with a MetaHuman skeleton, added a physics cloth simulation, and here I am with my slaves and their skirts. I recommended following the link in the description on how to turn Unreal Engine 4 clothing assets into MetaHuman ones. The web is full of beautiful Unreal Engine 4 clothing assets, and with this technique you can even transform any cloth item from Blender, Maya, Marvelous Designer into a MetaHuman cloth item. And if you know what to do, they always fit perfectly. But sometimes things can go wrong, like in this case. This is supposed to be the Spartan skirt for a Unreal Engine 4 skeleton on my MetaHuman, but with the addition of a physics cloth simulation it looks very horrible. Let's look how to fix it. It's very easy. I started merging the skirt and belt to get a single static mesh. Then I turn it into a skeletal mesh using the MetaHuman skeletal mesh. Once done, we can open the new skeletal mesh. Here we need to assign the right physics asset. And transfer the weights data from the skeletal mesh we have assigned to the skirt. In this way, now let's assign physics simulation data to the skirt. I use these parameters, but every cloth is different. So you'll have to play with this number until you're satisfied. The only parameter I always use is CCD, Continuous Collision Detection, which is very useful for getting a better clothing simulation. Finally, quit the cloth paint, click on the skirt and apply the clothing data in this way. To test the result, dress a MetaHuman with the skirt. Put it into the level and create a level sequencer. Here add an animation. To see how the physics simulation works, hit play in the sequencer and activate the simulation mode. As you can see, we have some problems. And that's the good news. We can sculpt the skeletal mesh using the editing tool while we are in simulation mode. Try stopping the sequencer at frame where the skirt seems to be most problematic. Here, for example. Activate the editing tool. Go to Therefore, Vertex Sculpt, and start sculpting using the material mode and the brush type that you feel most comfortable with. To avoid strange results, work very gently. Each time you accept the changes, you can see the results. This is a very useful technique, because no matter how well you work with the skeletal mesh physics simulation data, often you may encounter collision problems or strange artifacts. And so instead of going crazy trying hundreds of number combinations in the clothing data editor, you can do a very basic setup and then adjust the clothing behavior in real time using the layer sequencer. Here we are. Everything works as expected. Cool. That's all for now. I know you are waiting for the weapons, but you know, this channel is kind of loud. I do my works, and when I think that something may be interesting, I make a tutorial. So we will arm our MetaHuman crowd as soon as possible. You stay tuned, and if you like, just follow me, it's easy. For the rest, enjoy life always, and of course, ciao!